Hey, 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 Captain Dazzle is back here and I love rope tricks! Look, got a super short one and a fairly long one. Watch very carefully. You can see I'm not hiding any extra pieces of ropes in my palm, in my hand, or in my sleeves. Just gonna put them together. I'll bring the ends up. So here's the first one. And here is the second one. And I will say abracadabra. And now we can make both ropes equal in length. But what is the use of having two short ropes? I would rather have just one long piece. Do you prefer the long piece of rope? Or you do prefer the short one and the long one? Oh well. Now with these two ropes, I can tie them together. And now I do get a long piece again. Except that this is a magic knot. And I can move it. Now I've got a tiny piece of rope and a fairly long one. In fact, I can move it further down. How about this spot? If I untie the ropes at this point, yes, of course I do get the short piece and the long piece. Super cool magic trick! So before you learn how to do this magic trick, you do need to get the ropes. So go find yourself a short rope and a long rope, alright? And the diameter is about slightly shorter than 1 cm. Have you got those? So now, to facilitate the teaching, I'm going to replace this rope with another one. I'm going to use a pink one. So you can follow me as I teach you how to do this. Now there are many moves to this magic trick, but they are not very difficult. But they are very impressive. Yes? So now, you need a short piece and a long piece. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to hold the ropes in the starting position in my left hand. Now my left hand is going to be like a crocodile. I'm going to clamp the two ropes using my thumb and the fleshy part of my palm. Just like that. With the shorter rope closer to the base of the thumb. And then the long rope. Just like in the performance segment, I'm going to bring out the short rope. Okay, and I'm going to bring up the long rope. But before we bring out the long rope, we're going to do a secret move. Now, I'm going to bring the small end up, just like this. Yes. These two ends must switch positions. You need to turn these two in a anti-clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So looking at the top, anti-clockwise is like that. So you're going to switch the position of these two ends. The second one and the third one. Just a twist. We got that? Once again, starts off like that. Clamp it, bring it up, and using the cover provided by all your forefingers, just do a anti-clockwise twist. That's all you need to do. And see if you can catch me doing this secret move in the earlier performance segment. See whether you can catch me doing this secret move. I don't think you can. Now, the last part, all you have to do is just bring this up. by doing the twist, right, the anti-clockwise twist, you will form a lock, right, a joint over here. This allows you to create the impression that you have two equal ropes. Now this looks extremely silly, of course, because I'm holding on to the tiny pink piece of rope and the long one over here. So I'm going to expose the secret to you. Remember the joints and the lock which I was talking about? It's right over here. Now this looks extremely silly, right? But if I replace this one with the white one again, can you see that the illusion is absolutely perfect? Don't they look like two equal pieces of ropes? Of course they do. Yes? In fact, if you do not believe that these are two pieces of rope, well, you might be right. Because they are maybe just one single piece. Now, I did this in an earlier performance segment too, so I'm going to teach you how to do this. It looks like one single piece, but here's the secret. I've got two pieces of ropes over here. Okay? Now I want you to notice the hand position just right over here. Yes. I'm just holding on to the long piece of rope using my last two fingers, alright, my pinky and the ring finger. And the smaller rope is going to be held by my index and middle finger, just like so. Because the ropes are of the same color and material, alright, exact same material, the illusion is great. It looks like one single piece of rope. Alright, so I'm going to bring out the pink piece of rope again, the tiny one. And yes, I do know, it looks extremely silly holding it like that. But I hope you guys get the idea, alright, of the single piece of rope. I'm going to teach you how to get in this position. It's a little tricky, but it's not difficult at all. All you have to do is remember that I'm holding the long piece of rope with the ring finger and the pinky, and the small piece of rope is going to be held by the index and the middle finger. Got it? Alright, so we were in the position whereby we had the lock and the joint in the middle. This joint is concealed by all the fingers and the palm. So it looks like that. Yeah. To create the impression or the illusion that the two pieces of rope is going to join into a single piece. All you have to do, I'm going to use my right hand, I'm going to reach right down. It does not matter which end I grab, but I prefer to grab the one that's on the outside. It's just easier. So, just like before, as I explained earlier, you're going to grab these two ends, this end with the pinky and the ring finger. You're going to bring it all the way up. Alright, you're going to use the middle and index finger to grab one of the pink ends. And once again, it does not matter which end you grab. So once you have them, all you need to do is release everything that you have in your left hand. I'm going to try to do this in slow motion. You can see that the joint is still here. Yes, once you release, you let it shake, and it forms the impression that you have one single rope. Okay? So let me just do this again. Do not do this too slowly, otherwise your audience or spectators are going to catch you doing this move. Alright, but if done in the normal speed and with some practice, the illusion is perfect. Alright, so how do we get back to the two ropes? It's very easy, just reverse the process. You're just going to find a spot on the long piece of rope, recreate the joint and the lock. Pretend to pull the ropes apart. But what you are essentially doing is just simply reconfiguring the ropes to get back into this position. Okay, so now Like I always say in all my videos, a magician is just an actor. So now I want you to pretend to tie a knot to join these two ropes together. All you need to do is just make one simple knot. What I like to do is I like to flip this around and pretend to give it a nice tug. To give the impression it's a very tight knot. Just an impression, just an illusion. So now, this looks extremely silly again, because you can see the small piece of pink rope tied around the long piece. Yes, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove this. All right, since you've already seen how it's done. I'm going to use a white piece of rope right now. Okay, so what is that? So now, where were we? Okay, we were here. All right, remember this? We were here. So we're going to reform the lock and the joint. Add the two pieces of rope again. We're going to pretend to tie them. Sometimes when I do the rope magic, I even fool myself, because it's so deceptive. Have you got that? Yes. So now this knot can be moved. It's movable. You're going to move it into a position roughly about giving you the impression that you have the short piece of rope over here, so that when you untie the rope, it appears that the position where you stop at is where the ropes will disconnect. Perfect illusion. This trick has been done for centuries, and magicians till this day still practice and perform this magic trick. It's one of the classics of magic. So I hope you guys take some time to learn and appreciate this very special piece of magic. I absolutely love it. I hope you too. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the other videos.